loves, welcome back to my channel. I have just pulled up at one of my local thrift stores. I've got some things to donate. I need to have a look around, need a few things for Christmas time, and I just, want to indulge in a little bit of thrift therapy, which for me is a thing. I find it very cathartic. I find it really helps me just get into a space of creativity and imagination, and just gets me out of my head. If I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed, which we can at Christmas time, if I'm, just feeling like I just need some me time, it's definitely something I love to do. Obviously also like getting some exercise and fresh air and things like that. But honestly, thrifting is a part of my mental health program. It's so amazing. So let's go. Look at this beautiful skirt. Oh my gosh. Skirts are just so great because you can really dress them up, you can dress them down, and it's $4. It's giving me Pretty Woman vibes. Just a simple white shirt or a little singlet and a button down, or really dress it up with a blazer and heels. Gorge. There's lots of other sweet little skirts on here too. That's beautiful. Pleating is so fantastic. I adore it, especially when it's got asymmetrical paneling like this. It's very Issey Miyake, and it's such a timeless item to have in your wardrobe. The clothing racks in thrift stores can have real life inspo. By that I mean the clothes, as they are placed just naturally and organically, or as they get moved around, create these unexpected color palettes. So look at this rack, for example. You've got these kind of like muted tones, right? And then next to them, these kind of eggplants and reds are sort of emerging. And then you've got like corals and oranges, yellows, neutral tones. And when I look at them, it starts to spark this idea for me, like, ooh, what kind of an outfit could I create with that? What could I use that's in my wardrobe, and maybe, inject one of these pieces in here to create something that's really fresh and unique for me. So if I see a color palette that I love, then I'll start to explore it online too. Like I'll type in neutrals with pops of red into Pinterest, and then see what kind of ideas and outfits will pop up for me. So thrifting really can be this beautiful journey of exploring your creativity and just being open to the magic of it, and seeing what's there. And that's really helped my personal style as well. It's so good, right? Okay, so yes, this is fast fashion, but what I find interesting now is that even those brands are starting starting to think about sustainability. Well, we hope anyway. So they're using more natural fibers, they're using things that are a bit more conscious. Hopefully they start paying their garment workers better soon. So this is $5, but it's a really nice cut. It's very like on trend, and I would much rather buy fast fashion in a thrift store than go and buy it straight out new, because the notion here is that we're supporting community, we're supporting charity, and we're keeping this out of landfill. So obviously someone's bought this, they haven't even worn it, it's still got the tags on it. So you can quite often find brand new with tags in thrift stores, and this is a really great classic piece that you could wear season after season. So one of the things that's really helped me find luxury inspired pieces for less in a thrift store is to get to know the DNA of designer. By that I mean the character of Chanel, the design or the details of Dolce, or the vibe of Versace, for example. So I look at apps like Vogue Runway, I look at their websites, I go into the luxury stores if I'm near them, I look at their social media, I look for any opportunities where I can really get to know what that brand looks like. So Chanel, for example, we know them for the boucle material, the chain strap, the kind of, that luxury leather, the CC, all those little things, pearls, the striped top like Coco used to wear. So the more that you know about that brand, when you're thrifting, I find my eye is attuned, and then I can really start to filter through and look for pieces that have that designer DNA. Nothing makes me happier than color coding. I mean, it just looks so gorgeous. Look at these shoes. It just is really inviting. It shows you the quality. It shows you what's on offer. And it really helps to change that visual perception. And you can do this for yourself as well with your wardrobe. So at home, like, really think about how you could put things into color stories. You put them into different tones. Get yourself some really nice wooden or velvet hangers. You can find them in really inexpensive stores. You can find them online. I'm such a visuals person. Aesthetics are everything for me, being Libran. But doing that with my own clothes and then seeing the thrift clothes like that has really helped my personal style, but also helped me to remove judgment of where these clothes have come from, or the fact that they're secondhand. Like, they're just as beautiful, and it really doesn't matter. All we have to do is change our minds and the way that we see secondhand. I always keep an eye out for vintage when I'm thrifting. Case in point, this amazing blouse. So this is a Bob Mackie original. Now, just a simple Google will take you into an amazing Aladdin's cave of fashion history, and that's another one of my tips, is look at the labels, explore more, see what that garment can teach you. And the other beautiful thing about vintage is that nobody else is going to have a piece like this. It can be rare these days, I totally get it, and it is a bit of a unicorn sometimes to find vintage in thrift stores, but for the most part I'll always spy a piece or two, and then I will just jump on my phone and explore more, and I love the journey of that. Thrifting really can teach us so much. It's been wonderful for my personal style as well. It's really ignited a unique take for me, and I can inject those vintage pieces into more modern items, and it creates a really cool one-of-a-kind look. So you're always keeping an eye out for details. Look at this. I mean, gosh, the work on this is absolutely beautiful. And then we know over here, the sleepwear section is one of my faves. You can always find really great stuff, like little bodysuits. You can find, wow, interesting costume pieces apparently. You can find little undergarments. You can find like slip dresses. Pretty lacy pieces that can be layered under like suit jackets. Super cute little vintage pieces like this. I mean, gosh, I would look hilarious, but I can imagine some of my super cool quirky vintage girls absolutely rocking this. $6. Look at this absolutely beautiful bodysuit. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So I would wear that with like oversized beat up jeans, or you could wear it under a black men's suit. She is a vibe. As is this. Yes, it's a little gown, but you could wear it with a white singlet over jeans, over short jeans. You could wear it cinched at the waist, add lots of jewelry. Also $6. I always keep an eye out for divine details. By that I mean beautiful buttons, like brass or gold kind of detailing, interesting zippers, reinforced stitching, great tailoring, vintage labels, little accents of a garment that feel special, because quite often that means they are. So if you see something like that, have a look deeper. So look at that label, jump on Google, research it, see if it is vintage or maybe a brand that you didn't know, and what could you learn about that. If the piece isn't designer or luxury, you can make it look like that. So a simple black jacket that you might even find on the discount rack can be elevated by switching out the buttons. So you could find yourself some beautiful brass or gold or silver buttons. You can get them on Etsy, you can find them in haberdashery stores, and just by adding that onto the jacket, switching out those buttons can really elevate it. Putting some brooches on the lapel, cinching the waist with a beautiful belt. Those accents will really elevate a simple, inexpensive piece. I think picking a theme when you're thrifting can be really powerful as well. So my current muse is WWWW. What would Wednesday wear? If you haven't seen the Wednesday series on Netflix, you have to check it out. It's incredible. She wears a very dark and monochromatic black and white palette, but the details of her outfits are so gorgeous. It's really made me re-look at my wardrobe and think about, what do I have that has a Wednesday feel? How could I inspire it into a look like the series? And when you have classic pieces like this, like a vintage blouse or a leather jacket, you really can play around with that. And then so just looking for other little accents in thrift stores can inspire you. Like, look at this beautiful ruffled blouse. It's got nice texture and detail. Definitely very Wednesday, especially when she goes to the Raven ball. And her dress is amazing. She actually got it from I think it's like an antique store or a thrift store in the town where the school is, and it has that feel for sure. And it's $10, so that's definitely going to give you that look for less. See, look at all these Wednesday inspired dresses. Morticia moment. So easy to get that aesthetic. Just playing with different textures like lace and more kind of like taffeta tulle. Add in some stripes or spots. I mean, this just one rack alone is filled with inspiration to get that Wednesday Addams moment. The men's section is a big muse for me. Firstly, I love the oversized fit of men's clothes. I love the way they fall on my body. I'm curvy, so it really does kind of just skim my curves without being too tight and constricting. Quite often you can find worn in and kind of distressed items which look really cool, and a lot of the time you see them in luxury brands and they're thousands of dollars, but you can get them for next to nothing in a thrift store. You can find great suiting, beautiful tailoring. I love like cool vintage t-shirts, things that have got kind of interesting slogans. Men's clothes is the best. Sorry boys, I'm probably going to steal all of your clothes, but they really do just look so awesome on girls. But I think what that's also taught me is just to not even worry about gender. I don't look at my section, you know, I look in all of the sections in a thrift store, and it really can teach me a lot about just seeing the clothes for the clothes, not putting them into preconceived boxes. I always have a look in the plus size, quite often, firstly because I'm curvy, but second of all because, again, I don't worry so much about, well, that's, you know, not my section. Like, it's all my section. And, you know, some people sort of get upset that you're taking away from the plus size section, but for me, it's really like, let's have an abundance mindset and let's think about, you know, the kind of overarching purpose of thrifting. It's to keep clothes out of landfill. It's to support community. It's to give love to a charity. It's to, you know, just recycle, re-love. And there's more than enough for everybody. Donations come in every single day. And I look everywhere. So sure, you might be looking in the plus size section and not find anything, but why couldn't you find it in the men's? And stuff gets moved around all the time. So just because it's signposted as a section doesn't mean it's actually going to be in there. So it really does pay to look around and look everywhere and look at everything and just try. Set to the dulcet tones of Guns N' Roses, a $2 rack is one of my fave spots. Let's dive in. First of all, look at this gorgeous little lace cami. There's so many great things on here, honestly. You just got to open your mind. You might not have a $2 rack where you are, but there'll definitely be things that are discounted. Look at this gorgeous little denim midi skirt, which is a huge trend at the moment. I'm keen to make my own using some jeans. More on that later. Beautiful little blouse. Natural fibers there, super soft and light if you're in summer, which I am. What else have we got? Some gorgeous lace pieces. This is literally all $2. I mean, look at this. Here's a little gown, you could do so many gorgeous things with that, especially if you're in the cooler months. Layer that with like baby pink underneath, or like a rust color, or a beige. You could wear it as like a duster, or you could cinch it over high-waisted black pants. $2, man, $2. Cute little cami top, a black midi skirt, another cute skirt. I just saw this piece, it's really interesting. It's handmade and it's a huge oversized dress, but I love the idea of adding a belt to that. Some boots and a jacket in winter, or strappy sandals in summer. It's huge, but look at it, it's gorgeous. Perfect little turtleneck, which is such a great layering piece. It's in really good condition. My winter peeps is another gorgeous sweater here. It's a men's one, but it's got that lovely oversized feel. Grey is a gorgeous one to add as your canvas, and then add like a pop of color, like purple or coral, or like a deep eggplant. You can find some great basics and layering pieces. I mean, this is lovely as it is under a jacket, but you could also wear it as, you know, like underwear, aka Skims vibes. A little cami, stripy one, or just plain simple white singlets, which are great layering pieces. $2. And then next to that, look at these cool oversized men's pants. You could cinch them at the waist if they're too big with a belt to create a paper bag effect, which is one of my favorite things to do. Add in one of those $2 singlets, and then add a black jacket or a little cardi or a biker jacket, and you've got such a cool street style look for literally $4. P.S. These are 100% wool, and they're $2. I think I just sold them to myself. What a vibe. What a great deal. If you're into sewing, sometimes you can find these incredible old machines. Oh my gosh, look at this singer. Wow. Oh my gosh. Look at the details. This makes me want to learn how to sew. It's absolutely beautiful. 700. That's a lot of money, but fair enough. It's from 1910. Wow. Well, that is it for the day. I have got my thrifting fix. I've done my self-love practice and really just indulged into some me thrifting time, and it was a total vibe. I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope that my thrifting tips were helpful, and that they might be things that you keep in your thrifty little back pocket for the next time you head a thrifting. I want to say a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'm wishing you lots of blessings and all the good things for the new year. May the thrift gods continue to bless you, and thank you for the love on my channel so far. I'm just starting out, but I cannot wait to see what 2023 brings. Mwah! Merry Christmas. See you soon. Oh, and just as I donated and I was walking back to the car, I saw this at my feet. It's a tiger's eye, which is my husband's favorite crystal, but it's also a powerful one. Let me Google what it means. Hey Siri, what does tiger's eye represent?
Here's an answer from ravenandcrone.com. Tiger eye is known as a stone of protection, especially for travelers, enhances good luck, brings prosperity often in the form of money.
That is so appropriate. Cue the plane, cue the travel that my husband and I are about to embark on. I mean, if that's not a blessing from the thrift gods, I don't know what is. This is the magic of thrifting. See you soon, guys.